Deku has arrived on the battlefield in My Hero Academia chapter 366. You can go check out my video on it right now by clicking the card in the top right or just clicking the link in the description or the comment section below. But in this video, we're going to talk about what possibly happens immediately after Deku arrives, because I don't think Deku is going to be taking on Shigaraki alone. That's right. I think that Bakugo is gonna help Deku fight Shigaraki, and here's why. So in My Hero Academia for the last couple chapters, we have been following the events of Bakugo versus Shigaraki and everything that sort of unfolded because of that. So at first we were cutting through different areas. We saw the Toga versus Ochako area, we saw Shoto versus Dabi, Aoyama versus some assassins. In Makia's area, we have Kirishima and Mina versus the villain who killed Midnight. But ever since Bakugo was taken down by Shigaraki, we've seen various heroes and various people trying to save him and get him back on his feet as they try to stop Shigaraki from rushing down to Bakugo and destroying him again. And it's gotten to the point where this cliffhanger of trying to save Bakugo and trying to wake Bakugo has gotten so big that now Deku has arrived right before Shigaraki was able to actually finally take Bakugo out, despite the fact that Bakugo is being resuscitated by Edshot's quirk. And in my opinion, if you're gonna do all of this, right, and put all this importance on Bakugo's revival and how important it is to have Bakugo back up in the battle, especially now that we have Deku, I think you have to really make Bakugo stand out here and do something incredible. Because before, Bakugo waking back up was kind of their only hope against Shigaraki until Deku got there, right? Without Bakugo and without Deku there was really no hope for the heroes, and that's what we saw over the last couple chapters, with Shigaraki just completely dismantling them. So I think originally the hope was to get Bakugo back up, because Bakugo is seemingly the only person who was able to not only speed blitz Shigaraki, but actually do some damage to his body as well. And with no Deku there, that definitely would have made a big difference, but now that Deku is here completely fresh and ready, now that we know that Deku wasn't fighting Hayanomu over the ocean and he was just meeting up with the Star and Stripes stealth bombers, it's easy to see how Deku is definitely going to be very effective in this final battle against Shigaraki, again because he is fresh and does have Fajin stored up and is very prepared for this fight. However, what we've seen from Shigaraki is that Shigaraki's body is going to continue adapting to its perfect form, so no matter what happens, when he's overcome by the heroes, he's going to continue changing and changing and changing until I'm sure his body becomes extremely unstable in an Akira-like sense. But I have a video coming up specifically about Shigaraki's transformations probably tomorrow, so you can check back on the channel at least around this time tomorrow for that video. But again, what is the likelihood of Bakugo waking up and fighting alongside Shigaraki? Well, I do think we are going to see Deku fighting Shigaraki for a while, maybe a couple chapters, because we do have to see a little bit of outright domination, I feel like. After all the fun Shigaraki's been having in the Bakugo area, I expect Deku to get here and be like, "You've been having a good time, haven't you? You've just been having a blast, huh? Okay, watch this." And just go absolutely bananas on Shigaraki, just tearing him apart, going nuts. But I do expect Shigaraki's body to transform further, and I do expect Shigaraki to actually put up a really good fight against Deku, despite the fact that Deku is so overwhelmingly powerful, and Shigaraki is sort of nerfed right now without the ability to use his different quirks. But with Shigaraki's body being more stable than it was when Deku and him fought last, I do think Shigaraki is going to be able to showcase a little more power than he had before, much more durability, and this is going to be a much fairer fight between the two because one, Shigaraki's body isn't falling apart, and again, Deku is completely fresh. But I'm expecting the high intensity speed and action in this battle to be a little too much for Monoma and Aizawa to keep up with just their eyes alone, and at some point I do think Shigaraki is going to be freed from this kind of quirk bondage that he's in, and ultimately he'll be able to use his quirks again, which is going to put Deku in some danger, because as impressive as Deku is, Shigaraki with his quirks is an entirely different animal. But by then, I do think we are going to see Bakugo waking up, and I do have a full theory video about what's going to happen when he wakes up as far as his quirk and his personality, and how that's going to be affected by Edshot, which you can also click the card in the top right to see. But I do think Bakugo is going to make a very, very big difference in this fight, and I do think we are going to see essentially another Heroes Rising, where we see Bakugo and Deku working together to take on Shigaraki. And in that movie, obviously they worked together to take on Nine, and it was a very different thing, but Nine is kind of just like a beta version or an alpha version of Shigaraki. He has All for One, he has various different quirks, his body has a certain level of instability that they can find out about and then take advantage of during their fight. So all in all, I do think this final battle against Shigaraki is going to have a lot of references and echoes to that fight between Bakugo and Deku against 9. But at the same time, just seeing all the things that Shigaraki can do, I do expect things to go a little differently. Now, when Bakugo wakes up, I'm sure he's going to interject in the fight at a very, very crucial moment, and it is going to be really, really great to see these two working together, especially since they both embody victory and saving together, and that's kind of the two things that we need here, right? We have to defeat Shigaraki's body, but also save the Tenko inside of him. So I really like the idea here of the two main characters, Deku and Bakugo, working together to take down Shigaraki. And I mean, after everything that happened with Bakugo, even though I wasn't happy that he was revived, I feel like here, if it was done justice, here if it kind of makes sense that he had to die for the events to happen as they have, then I might feel a little better about it. So it's really all counting on how Horikoshi handles it and where we go from here. But I do think at some point soon, we are going to see the two fighting Shigaraki, and I don't think Shigaraki is completely done trying to go after Bakugo, despite the fact that Deku is here. I think all the heroes that are scattered around and out of the fight do work as very effective sort of hostages against our heroic Deku to try and distract him from the fight that's going on, but Deku might just be too fast and powerful at this point, because in this chapter, we did see him blitz right past Shigaraki, right? I know we saw Bakugo blitz Shigaraki, and that was really, really fun and interesting, and it was nice to see another character do that, but the way that Deku does it in this arc, not only just by surprising Shigaraki, but just like kicking him so hard that Shigaraki is still literally in the air, dealing with the damage from the attack, while Deku's already behind him, readying another attack. It's just about to be a different level than what we've been seeing in this area so far. So I'm very excited. I hope you guys are also very excited. And what do you think? Did you enjoy My Hero Academia Heroes Rising? And are you ready to see it again, but better?